Yes, Alfie. Yes, my
Yo,
bro.
that's good, man.
Why are your teeth brighter than the flipping sun? Bro, what's going on, man? What's this cheat method?
Just brushing them, man.
Everyone's been like, oh yeah, Alfie's teeth are like. They don't know you're a DJ. They just know about your teeth, man.
That's good, man. You
Bro,
sound good, though.
yeah, I'm good, man. Just like for everyone joining, I've been doing this for 6 weeks now. This is week 6. Interviewing artists, DJs, whoever in the industry. So yeah, how you been though?
I've been good, man. I've been good, trying to keep busy.
Yeah, they say man therefore use those thing in your mind. Yeah, that light thing. Person that needs sunglasses. Bro, how you been though, man? What you been doing during quarantine?
Yeah, man. Do you know what it is, man? Just trying to make content.
Yeah.
Literally during lockdown, pumping out content, videos, mashups, mixes, trying to stay relevant even though the clubs are shut, which I think is the key at the minute to lockdown. I think.
So you've been producing, like I see you doing a couple mashups and everything like that. So how's that going?
Yeah, man. It's all good. We've been producing as well. We're kind of doing all the producing sort of behind
the scenes.
That's it, man. And then just sort of coming out with it, sort of thing. But it's all good. The mashups are going good as well, man. It's just, to be honest, I'm trying to keep other people entertained as well. Trying to bring, like, there's not much going on at the minute, so trying to bring that to other people right now as well.
How do you think Paul's a hard person to work with when you were doing your new song? What do you think? Or do you think you had all the ideas?
Paul's obviously he's locked in right now, so I don't want to. I'll talk about him behind his back, you know what I'm saying? Nah, Paul's sound, man. Paul's good to work with. Paul's good. It's one of them, you get when you're in the studio, Rob, it just comes, like the ideas. It all just comes. We have a lot of the same ideas, and we like each other's ideas as well. So it just flows, man. It flows nicely together.
So for people just locking in, I'm gonna get into an interview with Alfie. So how did DJing start for you? How did everything begin?
It started. We're going back a few years. It started. Do you know where it started? Yeah, like school discos.
Yeah.
My mate used to do all the school discos, and one time he was like, "Do you want to come along to one?" I was like, "Yeah, all right." And then it turned out he couldn't actually make that one himself, so I had to do it by myself.
Yeah.
And I was nervous, but by the end of it, I was like, "Oh my god, I actually enjoyed that." Well, I was only playing like now. That's what I call music.
Well, little Katy Perry and Pixie Lott.
But I liked it, and that's what I said to him. I was like, "Yo, if you want me to help you out again, man, shout me because I like that."
Yeah.
He wasn't really feeling it no more, so he sort of started putting all his business. Shouts to everyone locking in, man. I see you all. Shouts to so he was giving all his business to me, which was sick. So I just started that way, and then birthday parties started coming up, like 16th, 18th, all that started coming up, and then just went sort of with everyone in the local area, just sort of doing all their parties, all their bits and bobs, and it just went from there.
What was your first kind of clubbing gig? How did everything progress?
So anyone locked in from my area, there's a place called Bar 7.
Yeah.
Who, it's like if you know Bar 7, it's like we live in like a sort of small town. There's only 3 or 4 clubs. So I started off in Bar 7. Like it was actually under 18s when I started.
Okay.
And then the manager was like, "Do you know what? Do you want to try a Saturday night?" I was like, "Yeah, man, we'll try Saturday night." And then I got the residency at Bar 7 in Kettering. Everyone, you know about Bar 7. Trust me, if you're from.
Well, you put it back on the map.
we just see, it was just the place where everyone would go there for sort of meet up, try to make the music good, man, play everything everyone wanted to hear, and that's when I sort of, it was cool because I was like, yeah, man, this is like I'm enjoying this now. Finally in like a club. I mean, brother, it's not even a club, like really, but that was my first, I say, club experience.
So who in the DJ industry do you look up to?
Couple of different people, you know, for a couple of different reasons.
Has it kind of changed when you started to now, or?
Yeah, actually, yes and no. Obviously, a few years ago, when I was sort of 16, 17, 18, but there weren't like loads of DJs about, like how there is now. Obviously, I got to shout out Nathan Dorr for his sort of structure, his business and promo and branding structure is incredible.
Yeah.
Obviously, the likes of EZ, sort of for technicality wise. I mean, there's a lot of people smashing it right now, man, who I've looked up to. But I used to look up to like Chase and Status. That was like my first ever live gig. So I looked up to them for ages as well.
So it's kind of just changed. So it just kind of changed, literally progressed as you kind of progressed.
Yeah, yeah.
So are you more in terms of DJing style? Are you more in terms of like scratching, all of that side of things, or are you kind of just more clean mixes, type mixing, kind of, and selection?
Yeah, selection is important. Mixing, yeah, clean mixing definitely. Not so much scratching, to be honest. I like, sorry, Bob. I see everyone, big up everyone again who's locked in. Yeah, clean mixing, selection is key. And then, you know, bits of like mashups, little mashups, like hitting the pads and that, all sort of bits like that, just to make it exciting. Edits, like exclusive edits, all that sort of stuff to make it exciting. But selection is the main one. Selection.
Definitely. If anyone's locked in and wants to answer a question, just put it in the question box as well. So from that kind of bar 7, how have you got to touring in Zante and doing things with Nathan Dorr and everything? So how has that all come about? Yeah,
man. So Nathan Dorr run a DJ competition.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even know what year this would have been now. 3 years ago. And the winner could support him at the O2 in Birmingham, the O2 Institute in Birmingham. I saw it and I was like, oh, this is it. I've got to go for this, man. So I entered my mix, 2017. God, that sounds like ages ago now.
Feels like time, man.
That's what I'm saying. And well, I had my whole town backing me. Honestly, all the retweets on Twitter, everything. And it was sick. So I won that, and I got sort of a glimpse at what it's like to be on a stage. Networked with Nath, networked with all his team, all the production, just tried to make myself known. But then that finished, and I sort of realised, okay, that was cool, but it's up to me now, sort of, to get opportunities, because nothing's actually sort of come of it as such. Like, my phone's not ringing the next day, like, oh my God. So I started doing that, and then it wasn't long after, it would have been maybe a month or two after, Nathan rung me and said, I've got a job for you in Zante if you want it. It's residency on a boat party, VVIP, and at Plus Club. And obviously I was like, yeah, definitely. And he was like, right, it's in like a week or 2 weeks, by the way.
So it's last minute.
Yeah, trust me. So I was like, okay. So I just literally up and left, flew to Zante, did not know a soul. I didn't know no one. Just networked with people on Twitter out there, who I knew were going out there, so I had people to meet. And that's how I got a job in Zante, through that. And then done that for 2 years.
How are you finding Zante?
Zante's sick, man. Zante's sick. Zante's the place. The VVIP, have you been to Zante?
No, I haven't been to Zante.
The VVIP boat party, man. Oh my God, bro. If anyone's in here has been on that or been to Plus
Bro,
Club,
I was supposed to go in June, but I don't know if that's even going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen.
We'll be lucky. We'll be lucky.
But yeah, man, like, is there any other kind of countries or cities you want to do in the next, after quarantine?
I mean, the goal, one of the goals is Ibiza, man. Same like every Ibiza. I want to do Marbella as well, which is a weird one. Yeah, man. All the VVIP families in there as well. Big up all the VVIP. Marbella, so Ibiza, Marbella, country-wise. Cities, but I love like Leeds. I've not been to Leeds in ages. Manchester was sick. I've not been to Manchester in a while. Up north, Anywhere
Up
up
north, all
north.
the up north.
Yeah.
What is it about Zante compared to UK scene? Like, what is it that you find the buzz is more Zante?
Like, do you know what it is? Yeah, you can. So on that boat, for example,
Yeah,
you can play a song like Antenna by Fuse ODG,
yeah,
but it just goes off. Everyone loves the vibes. Whereas in the UK, obviously, you got to like it's sort of pressure to play all the latest songs. But in Zante, you can drop what you want, man. Everyone loves it. Whoever said there's no rules in Zante, that is true. Trust me, there's no rules in Zante. You can drop what you want, man. And you're on the boat. You can go from drum and bass to hip hop to like an old school throwback within the space of like 5 minutes. Literally, there's no rules. But everyone loves it, man. Everyone loves it out there.
How's your take on like the DJ scene at the moment? Like, obviously, it's very oversaturated, but do you find that's a good thing because there's more people getting involved, or do you think it's harder for up and coming DJs to get their name out?
Yeah, I mean, it is hard to get your name out. It's definitely hard to get your name out, man. You're right. It is. There's so many people doing it, but it sort of gives DJs the motivation to do something different, make themselves stand out, and that's what's making all this new stuff. So like wordplay or scratching, you know, and it's all sick. So it's inspiring all these DJs to do these new things and, you know, make their set different. And so in that respect, it's cool, but it is hard and it's frustrating at times as well.
Definitely. How do you kind of deal with, like, I know you've got a good fan base now, so like, how do you kind of deal with people around you? Have they changed, like, you're in your circle, or have you had to cut your circle a bit?
Nah, but you know what? I actually haven't, you know. I am, nah. Literally, all the boys are the same from school.
Yeah.
Like my close group. Everyone, you know, I'll still be in Sam's Chicken Shop in Kettering. Man, big up everyone who knows about Sam's. You know, everyone, but it's like no one's really sort of like me dirty or anything like that, really, man. Everyone's been cool. Everyone's sort of been with me.
Been with you there, yeah. So with your DJing, have you wanted to take it to like the next level? So you're doing the production with Paul K as well. So have you ever wanted to do your own mashups, or have you done that? Or
yeah, so they so at the start of the year, I actually come off social media for a bit, and I come back on social media in January and thought, okay, from now, I'm gonna take this up a level. I'm gonna try and take this to the next level. So we started taking the production. I mean, the production was in place a lot longer before that, but we took that very seriously. We got our heads down and just thought, nah, this is happening now. That's when I started doing some mashup videos on my Instagram. Doing like just trying to get these new ideas, but trying to take it to that next level, trying to get people to, you know, realize like, oh, he's actually, look at that video, man, he's actually doing, you know, that's kind of cool, you know. So from then, from the start of the year, but I've been trying to bring this up to the next level, and I still will continue trying to do this now. I think the production will play a big part in it. So I want to, the production will play a massive part in it, so I hope that helps.
In your opinion, what makes a good DJ?
Track selection. Do you know what I'm gonna say? Yeah, even personally, I think a good DJ now, is someone who can promote themselves. Whereas some people might think a good DJ is technical, I actually think it's someone who can promote themselves and has the right branding.
So do you look at branding as quite a big thing for a DJ? So
massive, absolutely massive, because you know you can be. I know sick DJs, I know wicked DJs, but they don't know how to. They're sort of not doing much because they don't know how to. And I know DJs that are good, but put in so much hard work, they're getting places. And that's what I think is important. Obviously, you are your brand. You definitely, man, you are your brand. So as long as, man, I mean, obviously a selection is massive. You've got to be able to know what to play. You've got to be able to keep the dance floor. And you've got to be able to bring people back to the dance floor as well. But branding, and that's only what I've just recently realised, maybe this year or end of last year. That branding is it, man. Branding's it.
So big up my bro Aaron inside as well. This guy's major footballer coming up as well, man.
Shouts to my guy. Oh, is it? Shouts to
Yeah,
Aaron.
yeah.
Pros
So
as well,
yeah,
Pros
with
as
your, what was I gonna say? Branding is key. What did Paul said something last time I was in. Someone got punched up in the back of the head. Why is this guy getting punched up for?
Oh, Paul. Paul.
So
obviously,
obviously we were talking about this yesterday. Like obviously there's ups and downs to DJ, and like obviously people kind of just see the ups of it. As what's been the downs for you? Like what have you tried to come back from? And
yeah, man. So it's fun. Yeah, because we had this chat yesterday. I'll give you an example. Last year, was it last year? It might have even been the year before last.
Yeah.
I played a festival called Tex Fest. It was in Leicester, and it was sick, man. It was sick. I had like some big names. Example was on there, all sick names. But I emailed. Well, I must have emailed 50, 60 festivals, and I got one reply.
Yeah.
And obviously, to everyone else, it was like, oh, sick, he's done a festival. Like, he's got a festival. But in reality, I've spent hours drafting emails, sending emails just to get one out of like 50 or 60. So a lot goes on sort of behind the scenes, which maybe a lot of people don't realise. It's a lot of hard work that goes into it, man. A lot of hard work. I know all the other DJs tuned in as well, man. They'll say that there's a lot of hard work. Even making a mix, you got to spend hours picking the songs.
Yeah,
you know, it's not just all that sort of stuff. Dedication, man. 100% dedication.
Literally. With going alongside that, do you think that there's a lot of DJs nowadays who, because of the helps of social media and like the help of technology, they're not really putting in that work, and they're just kind of using social media as their thing. So like, obviously you've got people with, I don't know, 100K following and just picking up a deck and going, yeah, cool, I'm just going to be a DJ. And then people are like, oh my God, he's sick, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think that's where the scene's going, or do you think that's just certain DJs?
It's hard, man, because obviously you could buy a pair of decks today and be on Mixcloud by tomorrow. But at the same time, that's the beauty of it as well, because now it's a welcoming industry. Whereas it, you know, would have been hard to get started years ago. Now it is easy. So it's good and it's bad. Like it's good and it's bad. But social media is key, and to promote as well, social media is key. So I wouldn't blame anyone for using social media for anything, because I do it myself all the
Definitely.
time.
Who do you rate more, DJ Jamie Smith or DJ Ash Bedford?
They're both sick DJs, man. They're both sick DJs, both doing their own thing. Yeah.
Certain DJs don't even know what's it, a belt driver? Yeah. I heard, right? So one of my mates, Benji, he booked a DJ and the DJ couldn't even set up. Like that's just the basics. You should just know straight away of how to set up your set.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. That's where it's getting. That's where it's getting to now. That if people have a controller, they're not stepping out their comfort zone. You know, like going to pirate studios or whatever, and using the CDJs or something like that. That's
it. Do you know what's a funny story actually? I going back to when I won that competition.
Yeah.
I was using a controller. I'd never been on CDJs, and Nathan's, I don't know who it was, the production guy, messaged me and he said, it's going to be CDJ's Nexus 2000 setup. Are you all right with that? And I replied to him. I was like, yeah, but that's fine. 100%, man. 100%. And then I closed the message and I rung up my boy and I was like, yo, what's a 2000? And I don't think Nate even knows that story. But big up, man, like Dupex. I don't know if Dupex is in here, but he taught me how to use CDJs, because I was still like, so every week we went and learned how to use CDJs. So I was sort of just dropped myself in a deep end anyway. But you know, at the same time, if a promoter books a DJ and they're not sure how to set up, it's kind of, not ideal on the promoter side as well.
Definitely, it's not ideal, but yeah, both sides. Like, at least if the person, like the DJ, kind of asked in advance and goes, what's your setup? Maybe they could have looked it up or something of how to set up or something.
Yeah,
But turning up on a night and not knowing how to set up the decks is a bit.
Nah, it's not ideal, man. It's not.
What's the worst setup you've ever had to play on?
This guy, man.
Why was
So we got to this club once, but this was in, I can't even remember where this was, and we got to the decks and like half the buttons were missing. I couldn't even tell you what it was, and the play button was sticking down.
Yeah.
And I said to the DJ on before me, I was like, "How are you playing on this? How are you pressing play?" And he goes, "Mate, I don't know. Please just set up and go on." Because even he wanted to get off. And so, I mean, the play button was sticking. You had to scratch in every song because the play button was sticking. Paul knows.
One of them ones where you slap down the cue button or whatever. Like,
mate, trust me. Paul.
If you've been eaten by a dog.
A dog would, yeah, trust me.
I don't understand how clubs keep that, you know. I don't know.
Nah, you would have.
Who have been your biggest supporters throughout?
Biggest supporters, my friends. Like, that sounds corny, but my friends, my boys, everyone. Because I'm from quite a small area.
Yeah.
Where everyone knows everyone. It's one of them ones. And you know, some of the venue I played locally maybe isn't the best in the town, but everyone used to come and see me play, man, which I will always be grateful for, because it's, you know, it's not even the venue, it's the people that come in and the atmosphere that they make, which makes it enjoyable. So I will always be grateful for that, man. Always be grateful. But yeah, man, friends, family, shouts to CK. Well, all the Zante crew as well, man. All the Zante crew. From the second I turned up to Zante, man, I didn't know anyone. They showed me love in Zante.
Do you think it's mad, like, how you've got that following now? That any time you say you're gonna be back in Zante, all your following is just gonna be there, basically.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Do you know what? I don't even really think about it like that. I really don't think about it like that. It's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sick, man. It's cool. It is cool. And then I just want to give everyone a sick show for coming out, man. So I want to give back to, you know, if people are taking their time to watch me or listen to my mixes or anything, I want to make sure it's the best it can be, so they enjoy it.
Your favorite mix you've ever made?
Do you know what? That's a really funny question, because my favorite mix I've ever made, that's a weird answer. I've not released it yet. I'm sitting on it right now.
Release it. You gotta release it now. You gotta release it. You said it. You gotta release it. I want to see it on Friday. I'm giving you till Friday, bro.
I just done, speaking of Zante, I just done a Zante mix.
Yeah.
I dropped that yesterday with my boy Leroy MC. So that's a sick mix, man. We shout out loads of Zante workers in that as well. Sort of, you know, it's not looking good for the season, so we thought if we can bring maybe half an hour of Zante to everyone, that'll be cool. So that's got to be probably my favourite mix out of the minute. It will be the Zante one. So
someone asked, what tips would you give to beginner DJs just starting out without a following and everything like that?
Beginner DJs. So all the basics: Instagram, Mixcloud, but make those socials about DJing.
Yeah.
Don't you know, branding. Make them your brand. Make them socials your brand. And that's what I never did for ages. I would, you know, and that's what I've been doing recently. So make your Instagram about your DJing. Have some cool pictures as well. But when someone goes onto your Twitter or onto your Instagram, onto your Facebook, you need them to be like, oh, he's a DJ from straight away. Like, shout out Life of Remedy as well, man. From straight away, you want them to know what you're about.
Definitely.
And then obviously, man, just mixes. Yeah, man, mixes. I mean, you can, if you're just starting to be a DJ, you can pick up a controller now for fairly cheap anyway. Serato. That's what I would say.
If you were to start DJing again, what would you do differently?
That's a good question. I I would probably take it seriously at an earlier stage.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I say that I believe when you're ready, you will take it seriously. So I don't think I was ready for a little while, as I have been like this year, last year. Maybe start production a bit earlier as well. Production's a good one. Maybe start that a bit earlier.
Yeah, I was speaking to Nathan Dorn. He was saying that he wanted to start production earlier as well.
Yeah. But again, do you know what? Again, the same time, I feel like now is a good time for me to start to bring out a song, because I feel like it's the right time now. So maybe not that one.
Also, I was asking him as well. Like, I was asking Paul this as well. Do you know when there's the right time to release the track? Because when your track is coming out, say if we're in quarantine still, do you release it or do you hold back?
See, this is the $1 million question. I wish I knew the answer. I think ultimately it's going to be what you make of it.
Yeah.
Granted, we can't play the tracks in clubs. We can't have it bashing out. But at the same time, if people are playing this track at home and it's making them happy and they're playing it in their gardens, getting a bit of radio time, then I see that as a success as well, man. If do you know what I mean? So that to me, and then when the clubs open again, we'll bash it out in the clubs and we'll get it over the resorts.
But let's say if clubs open in December, how are you bashing it out?
As if it's summer.
Or you're gonna replay summer 20. You're gonna replay summer 2020 in December.
Yeah. See, it's a hard one, and again, we don't know, because I personally, I don't think, like, I'm not hopeful of clubs opening again this side of Christmas. Realistically, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love it if we can, but it's just not looking great. So yeah, anyone who comes to a show, man, it's somewhere in December. If you see
somewhere in December. Is there an artist you want to work with after quarantine?
There's loads of artists I would love to work with. I would love to get like a do you know what, by the way, the vocalist on this track is sick, by the way, Evelina.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, big up Evelina, man. The vocals are sick on this track. Big, like, obviously, do you know, in all the house tracks, like, I'm trying to think if I can sort of pinpoint one, like obviously like Ella Henderson, all the big like vocal names like that.
If you could remix and release any song, what would it be?
Flower. No, I'm joking.
Do another remix on that.
No, I'm joking. That's a sick song, man.
Evelina's locked in as well.
Yeah, Evelina, big up Evelina, man. Check out Instagram as well, man. Sick vocalist. She's the one who did the vocals on the track. Rewind by Craig David, man. I love that tune. I love that tune.
You wanna remix that?
I'd love to do a remix of that, man. I've always loved that tune for some reason. I don't even know why. I love it, man. I love that tune.
You know what? That tune is always a safe option. It's always a safe option to put down as well.
It is. Do you know that song as well? It's by Artful Dodger. I think it's called Moving.
What, Moving Too Fast? Yeah. Moving Too Fast.
I love that tune as well.
That tune, yeah. A remix with that is like, there's a lot of people who don't remixes with that, but if you can do a different spin.
Yeah. It'd be sound.
Have you always been like an urban DJ, or have you kind of dabbled always into different genres, or have you been dance, house?
To be honest, yeah, from the get-go, multi-genre. The club in Kettering was like you had to change up the genre every so often, but just to keep people in. I like urban music. Out of choice, it'd be urban. But I love house. I love drum and bass as well.
Yeah.
A man like Jordan as well, yeah, drill, all day drill.
You're a drill specialist, yeah.
But multi-genre. But I love, like, even the thing is, yeah, because sort of songs I wouldn't listen to in my headphones, I like playing out because it gets a good reaction.
Definitely.
So multi-genre, man, all the way for that.
What's your take on? Obviously, we were talking about this as well yesterday, but what's your take on reality TV stars going into DJing? Like, does it have to be done properly for you to rate it, or do you not rate it at all? Or
So the thing, so basically, if a reality TV star is sort of coming to the end of their time, and they're like, oh, become a DJ, and they turn up to the club, and they've got 2 half-an-hour tracks with all the mixes pre-done, you know, it's not ideal in that way. But on the other side, if a reality TV star genuinely loves DJing and wants to use their following to make that happen, I'm all for that, man. 100%. 100%. Absolutely, man. Go learn the craft and use your following, man. Why not? I would do it. I would 100% do it. So yeah, if you're for it, if you're genuinely for it and your heart is genuinely in DJing, I reckon, yeah, man, reality TV stars, go for it. 100%.
What's your take on the warm-up DJ not playing their part in the set? Are you the type to lock it off? Like, would you go up to the decks and be like, "Alright, bro, that's enough, yeah"? Or do you kind of let him do his thing because you're like, "I'm a better DJ, so I can play these tunes that he's never gonna play anyway"?
Yeah, warm up DJ has and always will be a massive thing in this industry. I've not really ever been done massively dirty by a warm-up DJ, saying that. So I've not had a really bad experience. I've never thought, oh my God, I need to do something. But
I said Alfie is the warm-up.
They got man like Joe as well, Joe Allen, man. He's but yeah, the warm-up DJ sets, like, I genuinely feel like the warm-up DJ makes the night. You know, they set the level. And it is so important. They make a good vibe. You know, everyone's still starting to get drunk. All the friends are still coming in. Warm-up DJ is a massive job, and I would have more respect for someone that did a sick warm-up DJ set than someone that went in and smashed the set, because it's just not. Shouts to Aaron as well, man.
When the warm-up DJ drops your tune. Has this ever happened to you where, like, I was speaking to a DJ and he was saying that someone literally reached over, tried to look at the guy's history of what he's played because he didn't turn up to the set early enough to look at like what he was playing? So have you ever had that, or do you not care if a DJ looks at your history? Or
no, I've never had that, man. No, do you know what? I ain't even, a DJ can look at my history. I mean, maybe not make it obvious that he's doing it. Kind of, you know. I mean, I remember when I was back before I could even get into a club. I must have been 16, 17. I went to someone else who was doing an under 18s, and I was looking at what he was playing, and I was thinking, okay, that song could work. Making mental notes. Yeah. So no problem with that.
Well, you got your notepad out while you're there. You're like, you're behind the booth, like later with your notepad writing notes.
Trust me.
So I said warm-ups are the hardest set slots. It's like ish, because if you're good at what you're doing, then you know that warm-up set you can kill it. But if you don't know what you're doing, then yeah, it is the hardest set for you.
It is. It always. I mean, even I remember sort of playing new towns, playing like Birmingham, for example, doing a warm-up set there. I'd be like, oh, like I would always feel like, oh, is this song too much for this set, or is it gonna be all right? So even playing out of different cities where a warm-up tune might be a warm-up tune in your city or your town could actually be a banger in another city.
Yeah, literally, DJ Bruce, literally what, like, if you don't know what you're doing, then warm-up sets just going to be thrown into the deep end there.
That's it. Bella, if anyone says anything else about the tune, man, it's not coming out, man.
Take the hat off, innit? Take the hat off, innit? Any subgenres you think don't get enough attention?
Drill. No,
the thing is, it will get locked off in the rave, bro. That's why.
That's it, man. And you can't really play drill as much as you want to, unless you're going to a club that is, you know, known for drill. You can't really play drill, not to that level. But
what's the song you're throwing down to get the ladies going? Let's say it's 12 o'clock, club's packed. What's the song?
Do you know what? Again, it depends the club. It depends on the club. There's loads of, if it's a commercial club, but I always play this song about that time, Crazy in Love, because everyone comes to the dance floor and you can do what you want from there because everyone's there. But you know, songs like Toast, I like older songs like that to fill the dance floor, and then I play the newer stuff. Yeah, you know Beyonce, well, because it works, man. That's just what you do. Yeah, by Usher, and that's a 12 o'clock tune. So I always go for the older songs like that, and then I would start with sort of the newer stuff. Yeah. Grime needs to make a comeback, Jordan, trust me.
How much longer do you think bassline and drum and bass is going to be around for a while? Actually, the thing is, it's never good. Like, if I answer that one as well, it's just nothing's gonna die out. Like, there are certain songs that will die out. There's a shelf life for them. But if you look at funky house, that was big back in the day, but now it didn't die out. It just wasn't as prevalent, but now it's coming back.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a fan of. I actually started on drum and bass, man. I've always been a fan of drum and bass. Basslines, again, bassline is the area you're in, the club you're in. If it's a commercial club, if it's like if the club's rammed and the energy is mad, bassline will go off. Drum and bass will go off. I don't know. Yeah, like you said, I don't think it will ever not be around. But you know, it will just depends on the sort of current thing. Drum and bass will be around forever, man. Drum and bass will be around forever.
I think, you know what, looking at these Instagram lives as well, like what Continental GT's doing, you know, got 2,000, 3,000 people locked in just from house music. Like, what I was saying to DJ O'Neill as well, he was saying that people can listen to house for time. Like, someone can listen to house for 10 hours, you know what I mean? Like, no one can listen to hip hop for 10 hours.
Yeah. House is, definitely. I mean, I could listen to drill for 10 hours.
I don't know how. I'd get bored, man. I'd get bored doing 10 hours of drill.
EDM was back in 2016. Do you know what? I used to listen to all that Alesso, Martin Garrix. I used to
back in from 2010 to 2015 was the year for EDM, I think.
Trust me, I used to love all that, and I used to see them on like Tomorrowland, you know, the massive stages, and think, oh, that's sick. That's absolutely sick.
Someone said, what was it like meeting H?
Yeah, H for sound, man. H for sound. Win as well is DJ Win is sound. They come to Zante. Yeah. Sound, man. H is sound, down to earth, humble.
Simo's coming in with a question here. White DJs have been holding smoke on the TL for being culture vultures. What's your take on it?
Interesting question. I mean, what does that mean? Like, sort of,
like, you know how Drake got called a culture vulture because he was dabbling in the UK sounds and was doing all of, you know, getting into all this, you know, dancehall and blah blah blah. So like that.
See, it's mad because even I don't know if Ollie's in it. My boy Ollie, he's like the whitest guy I know, but he will throw down the maddest bashment set. I'll be listening to the songs and be like, Ollie, well, I don't even know these songs. How do you know them? I don't know. It's that better be straight vodka. This is water, by the way. I was gonna point out this is water.
Yeah, Estor, trust me, this is a good question. I haven't actually asked this question to anyone.
I don't know. It is a very good question, actually, Bob. It's got me a bit. I mean, I don't.
Because personally, Simo, like with that question, I feel like white DJs actually get more praise for doing a bashment and Afrobeat set than black DJs. I'm just gonna put that out there. I think that's what it is. Like, if you look at Westwood, DJ Silk as well, for playing always dancehall Afrobeat rhythms and everything. Like, they actually get more praise than the black DJs. I mean, there are a lot. Like, you've got DJ Nate with his dancehall stuff and carnival stuff and blah blah blah. But personally, I think white DJs actually get more praise for doing it.
I think I agree, you know, because I play songs sometimes, and I see like I look when I play them. Say I play a drill song or a bashment, anything like that. I sort of see people look up as if to say, "Okay, how's he playing that?" Like,
in your opinion, is it fair? I don't think it's fair, but that's how it's going towards. I think. I don't know.
It's not fair, man. It's kind of stereotyping ish, kind of.
I feel like black people kind of expect a black DJ to know what he's doing and know that he can do the dancehall and all of that, so they don't care if he does it or not. But I feel like they don't expect the white DJs to know, which is stereotypical and everything.
I agree with that as well, man. I agree with that, definitely. How do we fix it? What a question.
I don't even know how do you even fix that? How do you fix that, Bruce? How do you fix that, man? Oh, shit, sorry.
How do you fix that? I don't know, man.
Not sure if you guys saw, but what's this? I can't. Your face is in the way. I can't even read it. But Snip's got buried. Yeah. That's a question. I know it's a question, man. You know what? This question, that's a hard question because I don't know how we can fix that personally. I think that's a culture thing and it's not a DJ thing personally. Because I respect any DJ who plays bashment and dancehall because I never used to DJ in dancehall and I only started like maybe in the last year or so.
No,
so I respect anyone who does anything, to be honest, but it's just people.
Big up, man. I mean, DJs should be able to play to the crowd. I was just reading his comments as well. But again, as well, you know, if a promoter's booking you, they should know kind of what the club is they're booking you for and what you play. I know that's a bit off topic, but
a lot of DJs play a safe DJ set instead of taking risks and thinking outside the box. You think?
Yeah, you know what, I used to play safe sets when I was first into clubs. I was first seeing a crowd. I was like, oh my god, you know, I'm just got to play it safe. I just want to mix in, mix out.
Yeah.
I'm nervous enough as it is. But then as you know, as time goes on, your confidence goes on. You start taking those risks, even subconsciously. You start taking the risks, and that's an interesting point. To be fair, take risks, 100%, man. Take risks. Think outside the box, definitely, because that's what gets you noticed as well, and that's what, you know, brings a bit of respect, gets you noticed, makes you stand out, makes you different, and then that's on your brand then as well. That's
definitely.
That's your brand.
So Aaron said, regardless of color or race, you should be able to play down any style of music and be proud to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, man.
You know what? That's a hard topic because I don't know if we can ever. I mean, hopefully we can fix it, but I don't know if we could right now.
Yeah.
Do you ever sacrifice your style of DJing in order to fill the floor, and does this annoy you?
Good question, man. Sick question again. Yes, I mean. Yeah, no, because I brand myself as a multi-genre DJ, so technically, man, I should be playing everything and anything. But you know, you gotta. I mean, sometimes at the end of the night, I don't like it, man. I don't like it. But if you've got like, if you're playing a rammed out main room, maybe you gotta end the night on like a banger, an old school banger, which I don't personally like. It's not personally how I'd maybe represent myself DJing, but trust me, everyone's gonna sing that at 4 a.m. or something. So times like that, I would. On the boat in Zanti's another one. Sometimes it's like 70% girls, 30% boys.
Yeah.
So I sort of play like, I would change up my style a bit to play like Nicki Minaj, all that sort of stuff. So I wouldn't say sacrifice. I would say
adapt, kind of like adapt to the situation.
Yeah, it doesn't annoy me.
Eston said, what song would you pick? I think I asked that, but like, what song would you pick with that? Like if it was the boat and there was 70% girls, 30% guys.
So do you know, Bangers, Moment for Life by Nicki Minaj, but every girl, no, yeah, that's Nicki Minaj, isn't it?
Yeah.
Moment for Life and Drake, yeah. So that's a banger. If I want to get the energy up, Starships, sounds mad.
What's it, Starships? What's it, Starships?
When you're in Zambia, and anyone who's been there.
Oh, last song, sorry. Sorry, he meant last song. Sorry.
Song. I like Take a Bow by Rihanna. I like any N-Dub song I like to end on.
N-Dubs? What's an N-Dub?
Trust me, man. When at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., people love it. People don't expect to hear it, and it's like, oh my god. But Sean Kingston, Sean Paul, old bangers, anything like that, man.
What's an N-Dubs? I know. You know what I'm creasing is the Starships.
When you go to Zambia, play Starships. You want to be. Like, Alfie,
I mean, you got to adapt to those situations, right?
Plus, Zanti's obviously, man. Zanti's a lot of people's first holiday. It's a lot of 18-year-olds go out there. You got to do, man. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Is there a city in the UK which you think is popping at the moment? Well, before quarantine.
I mean, Birmingham's constantly popping. 100% Birmingham's popping.
What do you think it is about Birmingham?
It probably the urban side of the music. You don't sort of. Well, you can hear you can hear drill in Birmingham. All that urban rap, you know, and there's a lot of rappers coming out of Birmingham as well. Like even like JK, like Millions, all that sort of stuff that they can play that would go off. But if you played that sort of anywhere else, it's kind of like, oh, but people don't even know this, you know. So Birmingham's sick. I'm trying to think where else. I think I'd say probably Birmingham overall.
Is it? Do you think there are any other cities that can compete, or do you think it's just gonna be Birmingham that's ruling the kind of UK scene?
Do you know what the mad thing is? But it feels like ages ago I've even played a club.
You know what? Yeah, it does. It actually feels like time, man.
Leicester's sick. Leicester's sick, man. Definitely Leicester's sick. Leicester's urban as well. I like Leicester. But see, before lockdown, I was playing in Gloucester, Attic in Gloucester, and I'm still dropping bangers there as well, and people know them. So, I mean, I think again, maybe that's just taking a risk.
Someone said Notts is better than Birmingham.
Notts is sick, man. Notts is sick. I did Nottingham as well. Not so long ago. Nottingham was sick. Nottingham's like, I think Nottingham likes their bass line as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I've like played sort of London way, you know.
See, that's what you gotta come. You gotta come London. You gotta come London now.
That's it, man. That's what I was saying. I need to come London, man. I don't think I've done much in London at all, man.
Because you got like the West End, and then you got the rest of London. Personally, I prefer the rest of London than West End, but you know, other people have their say.
What's it like up in London? As in, sort of, how would you say in London?
Anywhere where the ice cream family are, yeah, trust me, we got ice cream family as well. London is okay. You got your bubble in the West End, which is like your fashion kind of DJ. So the people who bring like 10 girls down with them, who can fill up the guest list with girls only, those kind of DJs. And you have to be in that circle. It's just their little tight circle there. Then you just got outside London, and South London, East London. They're all different. And personally, I'd say East and South are the best, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of clubs in South London. But obviously, if you're looking at like the lights, if you're going to clubs like Tape, Rain, Cirque, you're gonna need to know people and bring something to the table.
Yeah, definitely. I just seen Brad as well, man. Come down London. Big up Brad in the chat. I think I met him in Zante. Well, London's on the agenda. Then we'll get London.
Definitely.
We'll get that sorted for.
What's been like the biggest mistake you've done doing a DJ set?
Biggest mistake?
Yeah.
Biggest mistake. So obviously this was when I was a bit younger. Not recent.
Man said me and Bella can be your groupies. You got groupies now, man.
The yeah. Well, definitely, man. I mean, when I was sort of younger, like I said, like 17, 18, on under 18s, got a bit, you know, we've all got a bit drunk. I played, you know, sometimes silly mistakes like that, playing the same tune twice. But I don't think nothing recent. Nothing recent. I had no sort of major mistakes. His trim's, brother, I swear, Bella, if you leave the trim alone. But no recent, no sort of recent things that come to mind.
Yeah. Thought on using the sync button. You know what, right? With the sync button, yeah. Like, I know there's big DJs out there that use it, but the thing is, it's just lazy. It's just so lazy. And also, if you're using the sync button in like an Instagram video to showcase your skill, I don't agree with that. But like in a club or anything like that, if you're trying to do quick mixes or in a mix for Mixcloud or whatever, then okay, cool. But it's lazy.
See, that's the thing, because if I dared touch a sync button in a video, everyone would be like commenting and like.
Bro, I sometimes zoom in on some DJs to just check it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I do it, man. I just check it in case.
So personally, I wouldn't use it. Again, saying that though, when I first got my decks, yeah, man, I used it. I used the hell out of it when I was learning. And then obviously when you get introduced to, like, I mean, even when you realise you're not going to play on a controller all the time. Yeah, so when you're starting off with sync button, when you're not, then yeah, man, don't leave that maybe.
What's the best club you've DJ'd in?
Best club? I'm going to go, there's a couple.
Okay, I'll give you two. You can't go couple, man. Give you two. Can't stop making up your own rules here, man.
I'm just going to say it'll be Plus Club in Zambia. That place is sick. The layout is sick. There's a massive balcony that goes round the sides, round the back. The DJ booth is raised above the bar, so it's sick. So it's just rammed. There's banners, there's fire, there's cannons, there's confetti cannons. So the layout, the atmosphere, the sound system in there is sick as well. If I had to choose one, it would genuinely be Plus Club in Zambia. Yeah, so,
bro, I've got like 2 more interviews after this. So to finish off, where do you kind of see yourself in the next 5 years? What do you want to achieve?
Next 5 years, I want to be producing. I want to be putting out tracks. I want to be doing freshers tours. I want to be selling out, you know, my own branded events. I want my brand.
Are we just seeing an Alfie tour?
Yeah, man, definitely, that's on the cards, 100%. Within the next 5 years, I want my brand to be known, and my brand to be able to put on shows, put out new music, you know, do numbers, man. So I want that growth in the next 5 years. Are
there any kind of countries you want to be touring in as well?
I mean, we touched upon it slightly. I'd be from Marbella. I would love to do Napa. Do you know what? I got booked in Napa last year, man, and there was a problem with the flight.
You didn't take it
at Pambos. So Napa, I want to go Napa. I've never DJed in Napa, which is crazy because all my boys DJ Napa.
And also you done Zante, man. That's like Zante and Napa are like you gotta be doing.
That's it. But you know, obviously, as well as that, man, like places, Vegas, 100% Vegas. In the long run, Vegas is unreal. Places like Dubai.
I'll just stick that up there. This guy's doing some mad promotions, man.
Well, this guy knows what he's doing, man.
You're not even doing nothing. I want to know what you're doing, man. Like,
I'm the brains behind it.
I said you're the brains. He's utilizing the social media here.
That's it. That's exactly
it. But everyone go pre-order it.
Yeah, man. Thank you to everyone as well, man. Everyone's sharing it so far. All the likes, all the comments, man. It goes such a long way. So shout out to everyone for pre-ordering that, man. I really appreciate that.
But bro, really appreciate your time, man, and appreciate everyone locking in. Like, if anyone wants to give me a follow, give me a follow. I've got loads of more interviews this week as well. So appreciate everyone doing that, and I appreciate Alfie for coming, man. Like,
My brother, thank you for having
bro,
me, man. Thank you for
appreciate
reaching
it.
out.
Like, I'm gonna see what I want to see that mix on Friday. I want to see that mix drop. I'm not even joking. I want to see that mix drop on Friday.
I ain't got a choice, man. I ain't got a choice. Oh my god! But nah, thank you for having me, man. Thank you for everyone tuning in as well. All the comments and questions, man. It was sick, man. Thank you.
We'll definitely do this again, bro. Like, longer next time.
100%.
Definitely.
100%, my bro.
Appreciate it, bro. Take care, yeah?
Cheers,
Take
bro.
care.
Cheers.
See you.